Hello everybody, Francisco with the Dev Live. If you're new to development, you probably are not clear exactly what API means. So in this video, I'm going to show you or explain to you what an API is. It is very important, crucial for developers to know about APIs before starting to build an application. What is an API? Well, API stands for Application Programming Interface. So pretty much a way for applications to talk to each other, or at least at the beginning, that's how this was designed or intended. Right now, if anybody says API, they're most likely referring to a RESTful API. REST means Representation State Transfer. Shortly after, we just left the RESTful part, and we assume that whenever somebody says API, they're referring to a RESTful API. Why do we need APIs? This is a really good question. Let's pretend that you have an application. For example, let's use Instagram in this case. Instagram has a lot of pictures and all sorts of data related to the content on Instagram. There's no way that this data could be stored on a single device. There's not enough capacity on the phone, there's not enough RAM, there's not enough storage. Servers, on the other hand, you can cluster them together, put them in a warehouse, and they have a lot more capacity to be able to hold all that data for an application like Instagram. With APIs, we're able to leverage the capacity of data centers or servers, and we transmit back and forth only the data that needs to be shared. If you held the images for Instagram only on your device, we wouldn't be able to share the pictures between one user and another. So an API or APIs stand in the middle between the different users to be able to accomplish this. So mobile applications leverage APIs to gather all their data and minimize the computing power that happens on the actual device versus what happens out on the server. How do APIs work? APIs communicate using HTTP, which allows for a secure connection and the ability to send information back and forth with a layer of security. APIs are usually hosted on regular domains, just like we usually host a website. The only difference is that this means a lot now in the context of an API. This piece here now is related to some type of entity. And if you provide a number or a string, whatever this could be, that's being used as the ID, will retrieve data regarding a particular joke in the Chuck Norris API. So let's take a look at that and see how that looks. I found this API on Rapid API, which is a catalog of different APIs. Some are paid, some are free. But this one I thought could be a good example to show you how APIs work. I don't want to get into authentication authorization here, so I'm bypassing the step where I signed up and I have a key to access the different APIs. In another video, I'll show you how authorization and authentication work to secure your APIs, but I want to just keep it straightforward. So let's go into the way this is structured. As I was explaining earlier, as you can see here, we have the jokes object, and this is the ID that identifies this particular joke. Over here is a URL or the endpoint that I called. So imagine that right before here, there is the domain that we talked about, which is this portion down here. So I made a request to jokes/random, and this here, the body, was the result. The response is giving me information regarding the joke, when it was last updated, the ID for it, and if I want to save the direct URL to this joke, it's listed here. And this is the actual content over here. That is pretty much the premise of how an API works and how you could leverage it to build your applications. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when we publish a new video.